Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey everybody, it's Keith.
And Gerry.
This is Pop Culture Minefield, bringing you all of the goodness. And after this past weekend, wow.
Mind-blowing stuff. And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there, but I gotta tell you, man, I was pretty excited by some of the stuff I saw.
It's amazing the city of Chicago is still standing.
Wow. And I saw my friend Dave Dorman was up there, which was really nice because his involvement in the future Star Wars shows is going to be diminished a lot because, you know, he has health concerns.
Yeah.
And but this was a big show for him, so they really did. They showed a lot of love to my friend Dave Dorman, and I know I love Dave Dorman. He's a good friend, him and his wife Denise. Hi, guys.
Well, let's just get into it. I think by now everyone has seen the trailer.
Trailer? For what?
It's for the next Star Wars movie. The final one of the Skywalker Saga, Episode 9.
Oh, the sequel to The Last Jedi.
Unfortunately.
You know, they keep saying, you know, JJ keeps saying he didn't retcon. He retconned. He totally retconned. The trailer totally shows he retconned what Rian Johnson did. And a lot of people don't know the whole story, too, because we were talking about that before, is that JJ had a plan. And when he stepped away, Kathleen Kennedy replaced him with Rian Johnson, and they threw it all out, which led to the firing of, what's his name, that went back to Jurassic World.
Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, because he fought for the script that he had written based off of what JJ had planned out.
Yeah.
And people keep saying there was no plan. There was a planned arc.
Yeah.
And Rian Johnson, Ruin, good old Ruin, he destroyed it. And he threw it out. He threw the baby out with the bathwater and decided that his idea, despite not spending even as much time as JJ had spent on his, to do his thing. But now we have this trailer that shows that JJ still loves Star Wars and wants to do something that's special.
Yeah. And
even though, you know, look, a lot of people have issues with The Force Awakens. I did not. I liked it. Did you like it?
I liked it.
I really enjoyed what he did.
It's not a perfect movie, and I agree with Mark Hamill with some of his concerns. While he didn't have many concerns, if at all, with JJ, he had a list of concerns with The Last Jedi, and as far as as far as I go, it's all pretty much valid stuff. But overall, I think what we're getting with The Rise of Skywalker is pretty much the only path left to JJ to take, considering what this movie is meant to do. And this is where I have a problem with The Last Jedi. Last Jedi is good for what it is, but it is not a movie that fits in with the entire Skywalker saga.
No, it's Rian Johnson's film. He, like he said, he did this film for him.
Yeah.
And not for the fans. F the fans.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But, you know, one thing that really, bugged me with the story arc was, once again, like they did in Force Awakens, they left Luke all the way to the end, which I thought was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I still think it's a mistake to have done it that way.
Yeah.
Now, her finding him at the end, yeah, but we the audience, knew he was out there, so why hide it from us? Like he was suddenly not going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
That was silly.
Yeah.
We should have seen him dealing with things. That way, Johnson couldn't have done some of the things he did. Because of JJ's mistake with that first film, it allowed Rian Johnson to do what he did. And so, shame on you, JJ. But
it's a good trailer. And I gotta say, it restored my faith in the Star Wars franchise after everything that had happened with The Last Jedi. And again, you and I both understand, it wasn't like JJ was really trying to say anything bad, because, you know, we're one big happy family whenever you have Star Wars Celebration happening. But the very fact that you set this particular movie, Episode 9, several years after the events of Last Jedi, gives, to me, the credibility that Rey would have enough time to actually explore and get stronger within the Force and actually be good at some of the stuff that she's doing, rather than a novice just picking things up and magically being really good at it.
Yeah, the typical Mary Sue thing, which, you know, Keith and I both watch Nerdrotic with Gary, and Gary has a tendency of kind of going really hard on the Mary Sue aspects, which is understandable. But with this trailer, he was really harsh on the opening scene, whereas my problem with the opening scene is that's a lot of landscape and no story. You know, you're trying to wow the audience.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the rest of the trailer was really good, but that first 2 minutes and 5 seconds of landscape was ridiculously long. And I saw the one person's video essay on how it was tied in visually to North by Northwest. Each shot, the way it was shot as a basically all the way until her jump was the scene with the crop duster. Cary Grant. From North by Northwest. I thought it was clever. I like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's a lot of landscape and not much story, and people needed to be wowed, and I felt it was an underwhelming trailer. That first 2 minutes. Then from the 2 minute 5 second mark, it was spot on. It nailed it. And I did like the jump she does over there.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that's Kylo Ren. I believe that's the female character that's one of the villains in the show, the lady from The Americans TV series.
Oh, Carrie Russell.
Because those weren't man hands in those gloves.
Oh, that's good. I you know what? The one thing that I picked up in that entire trailer, which is, you know, kind of nerdy of me.
Carrie Russell, yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
You said it. I'm sorry.
The one thing that stood out to me in that entire trailer, other than, you know, seeing that everybody's back, was the fact that they're making it a point of showing you the medal that Luke and Han got.
Yeah, and I'm assuming, because that looked like Leah's hands, that might be Han's medal.
Yeah.
She's having like one of those reminiscent moments. And reminiscing.
And again, it points out, you know, how, you know, one of Mark Hamill's criticisms in doing this new trilogy, this particular current trilogy, is the fact that, you know, not getting everybody together and allowing the audience to have the experience of having, you know, Han, Leia, Luke, and Lando and Chewbacca together on screen.
One more time, you know. One last hurrah with this new group of people. And you know, that's a complaint. And then I'm not sure how I feel about it saying the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
And
well, it was always going to be. Even before they started work.
Well, this should have been the end of the Skywalker saga as far as this group of characters.
Yes.
But it feels a little more significant the way they're wording it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it strikes me as funny. And so I'm like, you know, is that a dig at the fans? I don't know.
No. I think so? No. Again, this was always going to be the end. And as far as any other thing that you're going to have with characters, any of the newer characters, that pretty much is about negotiating with the actual actors to see if they want to go beyond. Now, my bet on it is that I think we've seen the last of Rey. I think she's done. But I think we're going to see at least, we might be able to see something else with Poe Dameron pop up. in future films.
It'd be interesting because I like the characters. I'm not sure how I feel about some of these theories that are going around. I don't know if you've heard them yet. And I do not believe that these theories came from the ether. I think that some of these are spoon-fed from Lucasfilm and Disney.
Okay.
Because it's coming from specific websites first, and I always take notice of that. And one of the theories that has come up mysteriously is that the reference to the end of this, or the Skywalker rising, is that she could conceivably be a Skywalker via the meaning of what was represented in the TV series Rebels, where they showed that big mural that explained that a Skywalker was somebody that it wasn't a name, it was what they were.
Mm-hmm.
They were so powerful with the Force that they could travel via the Force.
Wow.
Being called Skywalkers. So therefore, this going with the fact that we brought Palpatine back, and lots of little things being brought up, I don't think accidentally, that Palpatine, the scene that Lucas left out of Palpatine creating Anakin out of the Force.
Okay.
Therefore being kind of by proxy his father, not biologically, but that he helped form him in Shmi's belly.
Wow.
Via the Force. So is it possible they're going to say that Rey was the same thing, and therefore she inherits that Skywalker power? She is a Skywalker. Not biologically because she wasn't born of a Skywalker, but she is a Skywalker because of this prophecy, etc., that was shown in Rebels, and I can't remember what else showed it. One of the books talked about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Which, goes all the way back to the Journal of the Wills and all that stuff. So, and I kind of like that JJ brought some of that back into the story. And I do appreciate that he has also taken some of the expanded universe and added that back into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Whereas Lucas was adamant that was never going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
He, of course, pushed that in, and I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Look, the trailer definitely got a lot of reaction, but the trailer wasn't the only thing that they had in Chicago.
Oh my God, no! They had the games.
Yes, Vader Immortal is a VR episodic game, and it's basically
put on the headgear.
Yeah, you put on the headgear and you jump in, and there's a story being told. So on the one part, you are a viewer of this episodic series. And then on top of that, the added benefit is you get to help affect the story.
Oh.
So Vader Immortal is a VR episodic adventure. And then they also played a trailer for the Jedi. It was Star Wars Jedi.
The Fall of the Jedi Order, or whatever it's called.
Fall of the Jedi. And that one was introduced a character played by Cameron Manheim, who is from Gotham. And his character, and it's set pretty much in the immediate aftermath of it's set as a prequel, I think, before Episode 4. So after 3. And about the hunting down of the Jedi, and basically those particular Jedi that need to stay hidden.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. I saw that, and then, of course, we also saw the sizzle reel for Mandalorian. Now, once again, I don't understand the mixed reactions to this, because it looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be fun. It's going onto its own storyline, and I'm going to really enjoy this. I love the sets, the costumes. They were using a lot of the classic Star Wars live creatures instead of CG.
Yeah.
Anytime I see that, it makes me happy.
And it's set 5 years after the event.
After Return of the Jedi.
Okay, yeah.
So we get to see the period after Luke and Han and Leia help defeat the Empire and the Emperor, and we get to see the aftermath. Now, what effect this is going to have on Boba Fett, if he'll even be a part of it at any point, we still don't really know. I'm curious because, of course, it's official. He did not die, that he got out of the Sarlacc pit, but it's just, this is just maybe just a standalone thing. But I would like it if we could see Boba Fett make an appearance at some point.
Well, that's the thing. I think they're going to try to keep Boba Fett close to the rest of the action. This particular series is going to be set in the Outer Rim. So it's a way of having it within the Star Wars universe, but basically making it so that it's not easy to have characters associated with Star Wars.
From Star Wars in it. Oh, well. Because I want to see Boba Fett sometime finally be as badass as he was supposed to be. But no matter what, it was a great sizzle reel. Jon Favreau, I've been a fan of his since, 95, 96 when he did Swingers.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely one of my favorite indie films. I mean, it was guerrilla filmmaking because those guys were breaking the law when they shot some of those scenes in Vegas. They had no permits to shoot that film there.
Wow. And
they were shooting, and the minute the cops would show up, they put shit away and act like, got a flat tire on the side of a road, stuff like that. It was great. If you've never seen them talk about the making of it,
you should watch Swingers.
Swingers is a great film. And it's the first film of Jon Favreau where he really showed who he was. And I sensed he was a nerd when he was on Friends.
Yeah.
Because he did an interview, and it was just before he did the, I think it was Rocky Marciano biopic.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in an interview talking about being on Friends and the future of doing that boxing movie. And all of a sudden there was just this nerd tone in some of the things he was saying. And I immediately felt like he was a kindred spirit. Now we see just how big of a nerd he really is, which is awesome. So, but I guess, was there anything else we want to add? We've got news of somebody joining our little family here at Pop Culture Minefield.
Is it Susan?
Susan Layton. You might know her from 1428elm.com. Now, Susan is a friend of mine. We met because of the work I've done with Bruce Campbell and Josh Becker. And Bruce and Josh are childhood friends, and they made a lot of films together. And my first movie with Josh was also with Bruce, and Bruce introduced me to Josh for the movie Running Time. And I'm hoping we're going to see a Blu-ray release of that, which will hopefully maybe even feature my artwork, because my artwork is featured on 3 of his movies right now. So we're I don't know, we'll be talking about it. So, but Susan and I became friends because of that work. And she's a big fan of Bruce and a big fan of Josh's. And so we became chumming. And I told her what we do on this show. And she, of course, is friends with Gary over at Nerderotic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, if you want to join us, and she's like, yeah. And I went, no, think about it. She goes, yeah. And I went, no, seriously, she's like the kitten from the video. I'm having fun, Susan. I'm sorry.
It's great to have her.
I think it'll be great. She'll be starting next week. I think on Thursday. Cool. She'll have her first rant. And what we'll do is we'll introduce her segment. She'll do her segment, and then we'll come back to us, and then we'll just kind of go like, wow, she's really mean.
She's got a lot to say.
She's got a lot to say, mate. All right. So you want me to just stay here then? Right. Anyway, this is Pop Culture Minefield with Keith.
And Gary.
And we're out of here. See y'all later. Y'all come back now.
This is Chuck Dixon speaking to you from the control tower. It was a real kick to return to a series that I wrote 30 years ago, but even more fun is returning to an interrupted storyline that I was writing 30 years ago. Longtime Airboy fans can finally find out what happened next. Join us, support us, and keep them flying. Over and out.